Good morning. Good morning, guys, and welcome to episode 8 of Tash Talks, the live show. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling it. It's a freaking vibe. It's a vibe. Right, let's just make sure everyone that's jumping on, please put hello in the chat box. And if you're watching this on the replay, then of course, put hashtag replay. Amazing. We are going live. Incredible. Amazing. Happy Friday, guys. I'm very excited to come with this week's show. This one's going to be a little bit more of a shorter show because today I have got my live masterclass, which is the 6-figure you. It's kicking off at 2 p.m., but it doesn't matter if you can't make it live because you get lifetime access to the replay. Oh boy, let me tell you about this. Okay, so this was I said it to myself. I'll put the link into the show notes for you so you can see it. So I said to myself that, what does my audience desire from me? What do they need right now? And I said, universe, God, source, help me discover what this actually is. And then I was thinking about, something told me to think about the question that I always get asked so much. And for somebody that didn't have business experience, I was an ex-model, an ex-dancer, I was in a girl band, right? So business wasn't something I had any experience in. And with all the adversities and challenges that I have experienced in life, you think one may give up, you think one may not have made it successful. And that's why I'm so freaking passionate about it, because I always feel if I can do it, so can you, right? So I was like, this moment came where I was like, this is what people need from me. They want to know and understand and get literally a seat at this table. The 6-figure table is here right now. And I'm like, pull up a seat, because I'm about to share with you, which probably no other coaches will do, right? Because they save this stuff, understandably, for their one-on-one clients, for their high ticket clients, because this is their experience, this is their mistakes, this is the strategy of what got them to where they've got to. And so, of course, they put a price on that. And I was like, well, I want this to be available to as many people as possible. So it's literally £66. £66 for the juice that is coming with you. So I'm going to share with you my roadmap of how I went from 0 followers, 0 clients, 0 revenue to building 6 figures, right? I actually have taken screenshots of my bank, my bank accounts, so you can see when it actually happened, because I wasn't that overnight success. I wasn't that coach that become a beginner coach and then made 10K in their first month. That absolutely wasn't me. And I want to normalize this, because I feel that sometimes social media can, I don't know if manipulate's the right word, but it can definitely taint the way we can look at things. And when we're seeing people make £1 million months and they've only been in business an X amount of time, it can add pressure. So I want to release off that pressure with you. I want to share with you my journey of how I done things. I want to share with you my mistakes, all the mistakes that I have made, so that you don't have to. It's going to save you time, money, and energy. I'm then going to share with you 18 different ways, how you, because everyone's got a different business, can make 100K. I'm going to break it down so it really does become, oh my goodness, this isn't this hard, because it's not, right? I'm also going to share with you the energetic gap, where I was, this starter up coach that was broke, in debt, how energetically I was able to shift into the 6-figure coach, right? How I was able to do that. I'm going to break that down for you. And the important things of what you actually need to be focusing on. I'm also going to be sharing with you, if I was to go over and do it all over again, what would be the 3 things that I would focus on? That's what I'm going to share with you. And I'm also going to be doing a live activation with you. So all you need to do is, even if you watch it on the replay, it doesn't matter. It's still as powerful. You need to come with a limiting belief. You need to come with a limiting belief, a block, something that makes you that's stopping you, a pattern, something that's you want to break through. It's all you need to come with it. Okay. And I'm going to create a transformation for you, create a shift so you can feel clearer and lighter and shifted so that you can access and activate problem solving. You can activate more energy, more joy, more intuition, more potency, right? Because these are the key factors of what you need in business. How can you run a business if you're feeling there? You can't, right? You have to be able to access, because if something happens in your business today and it's not ideal, how are you going to problem solve if you're still so stuck in your head? You're not going to be able to. You're going to be in fight or flight survival mode. Right. So I'm going to create that shift for you. So the link is in the chat box or in the show notes. And like I mentioned, it's only £66. Lifetime access to the replay. It's going to be, let's freaking go. Right. So let's go with the first question. What do you do when you feel crap? Do you find it hard? Do you find it hard work to remain positive? Okay. Yes, I absolutely feel crap at times. Okay. I am human. I absolutely pinch me like I'm real. I'm absolutely human. So I for sure have times where I feel crap. Now, the difference is my bounce back is quicker. From doing all the inner work, I've been able to detach away from emotions like guilt, judgment, fear, anger, like those types of feelings and emotions I've been able to detach away, because when something happens in my business, I don't make it about me. And that has been, I feel like that was my lifetime work, which definitely got created and deepened last year. Because what we can do as entrepreneurs is we make the outcomes about ourselves, good and bad. We make the amazing months, clients signing up, a sold out launch, X amount in your bank account. We make that mean so much, where we're like freaking unstoppable. We're a freaking badass. But what happens with that, we also make the not so great times mean so much. It's because we're crap and we're not worthy and we're not smart enough, and it's never going to work, and I'm never going to be good enough, and I'm never going to make X amount of money, which isn't the case. But can you see on the two different sides to things how you're making this mean something about you? Am I saying don't celebrate things? Absolutely not. I am the queen of celebration. I'm celebrating the moments for what they are. I'm celebrating, yes, I had a sold out launch, which means that 10 people got to come into my world, which meant that 5 people come into my world. It meant that I filled all my one-on-one places, not because I'm such a freaking badass, but I'm celebrating them. I'm celebrating my life work. I'm celebrating the strategy working. So you have to be able to detach away from being a badass means this, and this means I am not a badass. Okay. Does that make it clear? So my bounce back is a lot quicker. My detachment is there. So I'm not attaching myself to the outcome. I'm not attaching myself to, I'm incredible because of the car I drive. I'm incredible because I make this much money. Because the law of polarity, there's always going to be light and dark. And then this is where shadow work comes into it, because these things that we are suppressing will come up, will absolutely come up. That's why so much came up for me last year in 2022, personally, which then, of course, affected my business. And this is really where I learned to master the modality of RRT, which is what I teach in Conscious Coach, because this is the real work. And I'm all about strategy. Like, I totally back, to build a business, you need strategy, but way, way more important. So if you're listening to this or watching this and you're starting off your business, then please, please, please do the inner work. Work on the unconscious, work on how your thoughts and your feelings are transactions, work on you and your belief and your worthiness and your inner child and the shadow work. Like, work on that. That is probably the best advice I can ever give you. And do you know what? If you're listening to this, watching this, and you're on your way to 6 figures, you're at 6 figures, you're looking to get to multi-6, whatever it is, do this work first. Like, this is my life message to be able to share with everybody that this work needs to happen first. I work with clients that are just starting off and they're investing in themselves to work on this work. I have got clients that make more money than me and they're coming to work with me. Why? Because they don't feel safe with the business that they have created. They don't feel that money is safe. They don't feel that they can sustain this level of success or this level of freedom or this level of, they're not tapping into that feeling. They're still in survival mode. Even though if you were to look at their bank account, you'd be like, why are you panicking? Logically, but that's not how we work. We work with the unconscious because that rules 95% of our brain. So we tap into the feelings of safety. And I remember my last year when I was going through all of this, all I wanted to do, like safety came up like hugely for me in regards to like all the personal stuff that was going on. And I feel like that became like a word for me. Like I really just wanted to feel safe. And the more I'd done this work, the more other entrepreneurs I spoke to, the more guest work I'd done, the more podcasts I got invited onto. That was like my sole mission, to be able to speak about this more, because you may think you will feel a certain way when you hit a certain level. You decide what that is, okay? It's universal. It can be X amount, it can be Y amount. It can be when I get X amount of clients, when I get Y amount of clients. Like, it doesn't matter. The numbers are irrelevant. What matters is that you feel safe, that you feel secure, that you're operating from a place of joy and fun and playfulness. When did business become so serious and so constrictive and so about deadlines and outcomes, and in order for me to look a certain way, in order for me to achieve a certain thing, I must do this? No, get that rule book and throw it out the window. That's what I want you to do. Like, we're here to break the freaking rules. We're here to build businesses that light our souls up, that we change our clients' lives as well as our own, right? So I've literally gone off on a massive tangent, just riffed on what came up for me there. But let me just kind of round back. Let's be fair. It takes the same amount of energy to feel shit as it does to feel great. If anything, I would actually contradict myself there and say, I feel like it takes more energy to feel shit than it does to feel good. You be honest, that when you're feeling shit, how much energy does it take from you? How depleting does it feel? How exhausted and stressed do you feel? You think about your mind and how it's running around the same negative, boring beliefs, and you just can't seem to change it. It doesn't seem to be getting different results. And that is exhausting, right? Feeling good, making that choice to feel good, isn't exhausting. It's like a knock-on effect. It's kind of like a drug. It makes you feel good, and then you feel good, and then you feel gooder, and then gooder, and then better, and then better, and then amazing, and then great. And then, you go up the guidance scale. So I truly believe that everything is energy and energy is everything. So energy can't be created or destroyed. It's there. All we can do is amplify it or decrease it. So I literally go like this with the button and turn up my energy dial. And I'm like, right, I'm choosing a better thought. And I have got the tools and techniques in my kind of box of tricks to be able to open it up and go, right, what's going to serve me today? Let me get out of one of my juicy exercises to help me. You have to take radical responsibility. You can feel crap and continue to feel crap and then hate the world of why you're not achieving X, Y, and Z. Or you can make the decision to choose different thoughts. You can make the decision to invest into yourself. You can make the decision to want and do and create better and do better and feel better. I wasn't born with all of this. I've learned all of this. I'm so dedicated to my own self journey, but also, and in return, then grows my business. So you have to take that radical responsibility to manage your own energy, manage your thoughts, manage the patterns and the beliefs. And how you do that is actually doing the work, going back and doing the work to heal that trauma. That's so, 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 so important. So that is how I manage it. How do you stay on top of your game? I innovate. I don't do what everybody else is doing, and nor can you. Business isn't what business used to be like. But you used to be able to getting away of doing the kind of basic stuff. And when I think about the things that used to work 5.5 years ago to what works now, like it's just very different. There's more people in the industry, which isn't competition. And if anything, I never use the word it's saturated, because I don't believe that. I just believe how incredible that there's more people being able to help more people, because there's always more people than there is the people that are helping the people. Always. So I see it and kind of look upon myself and go, right, how can I be the best version of myself? Because that is what people buy into. That is how I am the business owner that I am today, because of me and who I am. So I'm not about the basic bitch lifestyle. So I don't do basic things. Do I do the fundamentals? Yes, to keep the business running. Yeah, like we've got to do the PayPal links, or we've got to check our accounts and those types of things. Yes. But more importantly, like how are you looking at your business? Are you looking at your business that I just coach, or I just mentor, then you need to think bigger, because for you to grow this business to the level that you desire it to be, you've got to think at that level of what those people that are doing it right now, with this in mind, being you. How can you bring to the table something new, something juicy, something, for example, the masterclass that I'm doing, the 6-figure masterclass, that's something new, because I was like, what can I give my audience, right? What about, and these are just things that I thought of, and you don't have to do these. It's got to come from you. For example, the Tash Talks, the live show that I do every single Friday, right? That takes a chunk out of my day, because with the planning with it and the making sure that the tech's all of thing and all of these things all take time, and I only work 3 days, so it takes a chunk out of my Friday. But to me, this is how I innovate. This is how I bring something different to the table. This is how you can come into my world for free and learn from me, right? So how can you give value to build trust? How can you be that brand that you desire to be? How can you step outside the comfort zone? How can you do what it is that you do, but unlike how other people are doing it? That's what I want you to be thinking about. That's the dial I want you to switch. I literally want you to be like, boom, what can I bring to the table that's something different? It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what online service you do. There's always a different way to do it. There's always a different perspective. There's always a different vision. There's always a different voice. There's always a different messaging. There's always a different visual. Everything can be. There's lots of things that I do in my business that wouldn't be industry standard, like adding emojis to landing pages would just never be heard of. Not having sales pages, not doing sales calls, and literally relying and putting my focus on my social media and building relationships, building connection, and building trust with people from the value that I put out there, then of course I'm having DM conversations of people wanting to work with me, right? That's why I believe there's a match in the soul and the strategy. Like, I don't just sit here and just manifest and just sit here and just be like, just going to meditate all day and just expect my dreams and goals to come to me. Like, sorry, no, that is not what's going to happen. That you've got to do the work. I'm all for ease and flow. I'm all in for alignment, but ease and flow and alignment looks very different. This morning I was up at 5 a.m. To do my morning routine and then to work on the slides for finishing off the slides for today's masterclass. So, and that's why I try my best to share as much as I possibly can about the behind the scenes, because I don't want your perspective of running an online business to look a certain way. And then what happens is when yours don't look that way, you're like, why does mine not look that way? And Tash's does. Well, do you know what I'm doing behind the scenes? Do you know the work that I'm doing on myself? Do you know the investments I'm making? Do you know how I'm running a team? Do you know how I even got to 6 figures? Like, if you don't, then get yourself at the table to find out. For me, anything my coach puts out there, I'm in. I'm in from a $100 offer that she has all the way up to her high ticket, right? Because I want to be in her energy. I want to run my business and feel inspired by the way that she does it and the level of results that she's got to, but in the way that she does it. So, and this is why you're in my world. This is why you're in my free Facebook group. This is why you're listening to my podcast or my YouTubes or my Instas or whatever it is, in any possible way that you're getting your touch point with me. I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful to have you here and to inspire you. But then take that next level to up-level you, up-level your mindset, up-level your soul, your heart, your strategy. Like, you got to back yourself. And I also sell unapologetically. To me, I've got such a great relationship now with sales, and I never used to. Backshift, think of a story. When many moons ago, I worked in a call center, and anybody that knew me back then would know this would be my worst nightmare, but I needed to work. I needed the money, right? So I worked in a sales center. Like, I was ringing up people on a Sunday morning, asking them to vote, to mark out of between 1 and 10 their shopping bag. Like, let's just say it was Tesco's. What would you mark your plastic Tesco's bag out of 10? I mean, the abuse that I got. Wow. So that just kind of confirmed why I hated selling. Like, I just hated every part of it. I was like, oh, it's so icky. So trust me, I've done a shit ton of work on my relationship with sales, what it actually means to actually sell. And now I sell unapologetically every day. Every day I sell. I'm offering a solution to you. Like, you've got a problem and I've got a solution. So I'm just going to offer it to you. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to dig into your pain points. As a coach, I'm going to try and help you see, listen, and I see it so much when people get into the fear mode. Of course I do, but I'm not here to cold call. I'm not here to convince, blackmail. Have you thought about a credit card? No, that is not what selling is. Okay. So I've done a ton of work on it. So now, yeah, I sell unapologetically, for sure. So many people want sales in their business, but they're not willing to ask for it. Then how are you going to get sales? Do I mean you go every day, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me? No, absolutely not. That will completely make people go the opposite way. Like, you'll just repel the sales. Absolutely not. But what is important is that you understand the energy behind selling and detach away from the meaning. That's what you do. Okie dokie. Last question before we wrap up today's show. How do you manage your business and being a mum? Boom! Great question. So I work 3 days a week. I work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday, Santiago is at nursery. He goes to an incredible nursery and he loves it, right? Tuesday, we have fun day. I spend it with Santiago and my nephew, Mason, and my mum, right? We have the best time ever. Wednesday is normally my stacked coaching day. So Mondays are more like CEO days, Money Monday, those types of things. Wednesday is normally my back-to-back coaching call kind of day. Thursday, spend with Santiago, me and Santi, go to farms, parks, you name it, we're there. Museums, we're living our best lives on Thursdays. And then on Friday, again, he goes into nursery and I have content day. So I do my live show with you guys. I've got my masterclass today at 2:00. In between that, I'll create my reels. I'll do a live. So then that's more my creative, juicy flow. And also it's such a vibe on a Friday. It's Friday again, even though run your business and when you do what you love, it's Friday every day. I never get the Monday blues. I'm get me into work. Hence why I chose Monday to get straight in. I was like, get me in. I love it. This works for me. This doesn't mean you have to do this. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful. Well, I'm proof that you can be successful and only work 3 days, right? But there's plenty of people that work 5 days a week. There's plenty of people that also work 1 day or literally part-time. That I know so many entrepreneurs that actually don't have a forward-facing business. Everything is reoccurring income. It's just literally like this. But I just want to caveat this by saying they didn't wake up and they just had this reoccurring income. They've done the work, the inner work, the exterior work, they've done the freaking work. So remember that when you're seeing things on social media and you're seeing that person travel the world and stuff, they've either put in the work or they're doing the work every day. They're working on themselves. They're working on their mindset. They're working on their strategy. They're working on their clients. They're working on getting the results. They're working on bettering themselves. They're doing the goddamn work, right? I also have a great team in my business and personally. I have a great support network. Like I mentioned with nursery, my mum, me and my husband are so great with sometimes he'll be like, I'll drop Santi to nursery. Brilliant. So you can go and do this, or I'm going to London for the day. Totally, that absolutely helps. We also have a cleaner and a gardener. So that absolutely helps. Like, I want you to know the whole full picture, because too many people compare yourself. But how can you compare yourself to somebody that isn't at the level that you're at? And you actually don't even know their backstory of what's going on, right? I focus more on energy than I do hustle. As you know, I don't do hustle. I work, but I don't do hustle. I don't come from, I don't work from that place of you've got to work really, really hard. No. Do I at times work a full day? Yeah, for sure. But I don't see it as like hard work. I feel like hard work can get such a bad rap for it, when I do want to say that I do put work in. Like, for example, this morning at 5, right? I do put the work in. So yeah, and more importantly, probably why I'm able to balance it is because of the inner work I've done, because of my regulated nervous system now. Things that may have triggered me before, the mum guilt that I experienced last year was high. It was, you know, I was really feeling it. Now I don't, it's not to say I never get mum guilt, of course, but never to that degree ever. Like, it doesn't trigger me if someone was to say something and I'm like, oh, I feel bad that I'm working and Santiago's at nursery and he doesn't have to be at nursery. No, I reframe it and I look at it a completely different way. So definitely with a regulated nervous system. And also from all the subconscious work I've done, the inner child work I've done, the shadow work, that it all pays off. Like, seriously, it all pays off into so many different areas in your life. You know, in your relationships with your partners, your children, your friends, you know, being able to stand in your power and create boundaries. You're able to have those raw, real conversations with your friends to create those boundaries. You're able to embrace and love your relationships with your children because of who you stand for. And because I always say this, I am the happy Tash that I am because of the work I do every morning. I get up every day at 5 a.m. so I can work on myself. That's really, really important to me. This isn't was it tough at first, the slug? Yeah, especially when I had a newborn. It definitely didn't happen every day, right? I just kind of used to get snippets of little snippets of time that I could. So we work with what we've got. But now I can, you know, it's definitely a non-negotiable. Even on holiday, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that so much of what I do, I'm always doing. It doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter if I'm on a holiday or staying at a spa or staying at a friend's house. Like, my journal, my gratitude journal, my journal that I script in, my book comes with me always, right? My earpods go in and I meditate, right? It always comes with me because it's a part of who I am. And that is why I can be me and I can wear different hats. And I don't smash it all the time. I absolutely don't. But I also have learned to release the pressure off. Like, there is no such thing as the perfect wife or the perfect mum or the perfect friend or the perfect coach. Like, it's impossible. And I feel like I probably helped more of my clients last year than I ever have because of everything I was going through, that I was able to show my vulnerability, show compassion to myself. That kind of made my clients even more go, wow, like, I love the fact you're so raw, Tash, and so real. And I don't want my clients to have me on a pedestal. I want to inspire them, motivate them. I want to be their cheerleader. I want to show them how they can run their dream businesses, in how they can. I want to reprogram their unconscious mind. I want to show them how they can regulate their nervous system. But I don't want to be this hero that people have on a pedestal, because then what happens is you think, because you have that perception of me being like that, you have to be like that in order for you to be successful. And it's not the truth. And more people need to talk about this. More people need to speak the truth and be like, don't put me on a pedestal. And I loved it when my coach done it. You know, when she was really vulnerable and really, really real, it made me respect and admire her even more, because I was like, wow, even though you're going through all of this, you're still doing the work. Yes, I'll buy that course that you're putting out there right now, because you are an embodiment of what it is that you teach. And that's what I live from. And that is the best compliment ever that someone can give to me, is you truly do embody what it is that you sell, your transformation. I'm like, job done. My work here, let's give you shivers. My work here is done. And on that note, I love you. Go and have the most incredible day. I hope to see all your beautiful faces inside today's masterclass, the 6-Figure You. You can catch it on the replay and you can also buy it afterwards. Go and have the most epic day.